Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
How about them apples?
Live from Miami. It's the Democratic National Debate.
Cody, stop. People are listening to this on Monday. It's irrelevant news at this point.
We have newcomer to the race, Allie Johnson. Allie, what do you have to say about,
Just ask me what my platform is.
what's your platform in general? Just what do you believe in?
I can summarize it into these 3 points, Cody. So thank you so much for asking. 1,
Of course.
no cops at Pride. 2, no Uber Eats surcharges.
Uh-huh.
3, fix your goddamn sidewalks. And that's it. That's all I have to say. That encompasses my agenda.
That's great. Yep, and I've just gotten word that you are not old enough to run for president, so I am gonna have to just
But I keep...
cable you out of the stage. Just
Charlie,
real shoehorn you out
I
of
told you to get me a fake ID.
I need to deal with this off air. Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh my god, someone gets a fake ID to run for president.
Tell me that's not already been made. That's not already a movie.
I need it to be something.
Honestly,
Please.
I would allow it. If someone was, like, super committed, fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
what?
just went through all of their records, everything. That's impressive.
If that's
really.
the only thing, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It couldn't be worse.
No, it couldn't be worse. How are you, my friend?
Welcome to Into the Twilight, first of all.
Welcome.
Where we don't talk about politics intentionally, to try and provide a guilty space, but for other things.
Yeah.
So thank you for asking. I am officially on summer break
Woo.
at this point.
40 years later.
Honestly, so that's sure is something. I downloaded The Sims 4 back onto my laptop.
Sure.
So I'm
yeah.
planning.
Hell yeah, baby.
There are 2 things I plan to do this summer. 1, watch Schitt's Creek. 2,
Yes.
play Sims 4. And that's it. That's all I've really got planned.
Those are good plans.
Yeah. How the hell are you doing?
I'm okay.
Aw.
I'm moving, which is annoying.
Yeah, what the fuck is with that? I would not
It's
recommend
awful.
it.
It's always bad every time.
Yep.
And I've been lucky to live in, like, the same place for 3 years, and now I'm just like, oh, I have to pack everything up.
I hope
and
for
move
your
it
sake
somewhere else.
that your roommates have played On the Road again at some point.
We have not.
Cody!
But I'll bring it up next time we have a group group meeting.
Oh, you could not pay me to go back to having, like, house meetings anymore.
Yeah.
That,
no. Mm-mm.
Because they're always about, like, Angela, just do your dishes. Like, that's all it's
That's really
about.
what it is. We can just send a text, but no, we have to convene. Everyone needs to just be there.
This is your one warning before you're off the island. So, Angela, just scrub your dishes.
Like, I don't have the power to evict you, but I really, if I did, I would.
What a flex, though, if, like, at one of those fucking meetings your landlord was there. I'm gonna put a disciplinary letter in your file, Angela. Because your roommates think that you are a slob.
I heard that you put the toilet paper on the roll, but, like, on the wrong side, and that's just, it's cause for you to get out of here.
Angela, I've heard that every time that the toilet paper is done on the roll, you, instead of taking it off, just set a new roll on the toilet paper holder.
It's so bad. Why do people do
I
that?
don't know.
It's a nightmare. It's so close.
Ugh.
You're so close.
Angela,
Come on.
I really appreciate you in this family space. I'm so grateful that you live here. Your memes are great, but if you could just
Yeah.
take your clothes out of the dryer when it's done, that would be so... Angela, just, I appreciate that you love The Office so much, you basic bitch. But if you could stop eating kettle chips at 11 o'clock at night, that would be,
is your hearing ability so heightened that you can you hear your roommate from the other room noshing on kettle chips?
One, yes.
At a time that's too late, and you're just like, no, not under my house, my roof.
One, yes, because my hearing is great, and also my schnoz is like, I can smell a kettle chip from a mile away. But I just am airing all of my personal griefs because my freshman year dorm experience, I had a roommate that did just that, who would mancha crancha on a good old kettle chip at 11 o'clock at night while watching Friends without headphones.
Oh, no.
So that's all a fake story. That's definitely not true.
If there's some fresh into college listeners, or fresh into shared space listeners,
Kill your roommate.
headphones.
Oh.
Well,
I mean, same thing.
so we took a little bit different of directions there. But I think either really works, I guess, depending on the severity of the
Convince them to wear headphones and then do what you need to do.
Yeah, but if they don't, you know what to do.
You know. Sometimes I think like, man, I'm not a double Scorpio. And then my mouth just opens.
I can't wait for this episode to be played in court one day.
Listen, nothing here is factual. All of this, for all I know, when you edit this, you just turn this into, like, Ratatouille rat speak. So, like, none of it's real. I don't know where this goes.
Every episode, I just replace with the audio for Ratatouille. Every week.
I rewatched that with my homeroom class a couple days ago, and that thing has a lot of guns in it.
Yeah.
I did not remember anything from that movie, but there's a lot of guns.
I viscerally remember my younger cousin being, like, terrified of Ratatouille and would not watch it for a long time because of that opening scene with all the guns.
Yeah.
And she was, like, petrified and, like, wouldn't watch it.
Grandma's got a gun, so...
Yeah, she got a gun.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a podcast not about Ratatouille, but also kind of about Ratatouille.
Isn't it always? I mean, it really could be if you want it to be.
If you look at the, like, underlying layers and, like, really tear it apart and, like, look at it from the inside, there's a lot of stuff to be said there. You know?
Yeah, I would say one of the major influences of this show that really brought us together was definitely a rat controlling a redheaded man.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome to that. Alright, I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. I'm gonna get, like, real with you all really quick. We have, like, a set agenda of, like, 10 things that we've done every episode for the past 3 years.
Yep.
I think there's only gonna be one thing on our agenda today.
Listen, it's timely business. We almost recorded this episode yesterday, and that would have been foolish. We would have been fools.
We would have had to re-record. And we never do that.
There absolutely would have been no other choice but to re-record, because this news was so hot and so relevant and so on point that we're going to spend most of this episode talking about it.
Which, to be fair, you all asked for, so...
Right. The people want it.
The people want it.
Charlie's Angels trailer.
Oh my god. I was not prepared.
No.
But I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I've never tweeted so much from our account.
Same!
Maybe ever in one condensed unit.
And, I mean, honestly, y'all like it, so that's fine.
It was poppin'.
Oh my god. Okay, where do we even start?
God, I don't know. We've been talking about this movie for so long.
I know.
And now that we've been given it to us, we don't know what to do.
Here's what I'll say. I'll save myself from breaking this down scene by scene. However, the first scene of K-Stew threw me for a fucking loop. Because even though I understand that there's such thing as a stunt double, I'm not new. What I will say is that K-Stew was pulling out some major Bella turned vampire vibes, and I was here for it.
What if it was the same stunt double?
Shut up! Stop!
Synergy.
All I'm saying...
Anyway, K-Stew was so hot in it.
I was flustered.
She has maybe 40 different just appearance changes in the, 90-second trailer.
Yeah, it felt like a Polly Pocket commercial. There was just so many vibes happening. But honestly, her hair is killing me. There are, No, I mean, honestly, there's like 5 parts, but there's like a couple parts that like really stood out. 1, when she does that like smirk.
Yeah.
2, when they're doing her like intro bit and she's like wearing all those different wigs and like bending down and like doing super cool stuff there. And also that part at the end when she's like, "Are you flirting?" Really, really threw me for something.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's so many wig reveals.
Oh my god.
She's femme, she's butch, she's everything in the middle.
And I'm completely
It's
blanking.
poetry.
Honestly, I'm completely blanking on her name. I think it's Naomi Scott, who was in Aladdin.
Yeah.
She's really good in this. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
How do you feel about fucking Noah in it?
I forgot, and then I watched
Same.
it, and I was like, uh-oh. I'm not, like, against it, per se, but I'm not enthusiastically for it.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm just like, oh, he's there. I hope he's not, like, a super integral role, but he seems like he might be relevant.
He
more
seems
than I would
like, what's the one that Chris Hemsworth, not Men in Black, but he played like a hot nerd kind of role recently, and I don't remember what it was. We're just gonna wait until I figure this out because it's gonna bother me. It was Ghostbusters. He played that similar, like, we're gonna get a somewhat like a, I don't know, conventionally hot person to play this role. Which, whatever. Anyways,
nerds can be hot too. Thanks, Hollywood.
Thank you for telling me this new piece of information.
The most marginalized group in America, thank God.
Just hot white dudes.
Yeah.
I will say I'm very excited about Patrick Stewart being Charlie.
Yes.
Did you watch the OG Charlie's Angels movies, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched the TV show and I watched the movie.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Guess
I
I'm a
watched
fake
the
fan.
OG. Miss Farrah Fawcett, if you're nasty.
Yeah, if you all weren't aware, Cody was alive briefly when that show came out, and then reemerged.
I am 400 years old. I am father time. Listen, I have a media studies degree. I know my television.
True. Did I ever tell you about the time? There was a very brief but passionate time in my life, in middle school, no less, when I wanted Farrah Fawcett's hair. Very badly.
Dude, yeah.
And then my hairstylist at the time gave me a very nice but needed talk of, you can't do that with curly hair. And I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, man.
I just really wanted to live out my Farrah Fawcett dreams. Why won't you let me do this?
I get it.
Whatever. It's fine.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
You'll just get a really good Farrah Fawcett wig and somehow get all your hair into a wig cap, and then you'll live your Farrah Fawcett dreams.
Yes. I really hope that there's enough content about this Charlie's Angels by the time that Halloween comes around, because this would be a very good Halloween costume.
Yeah. No, it'd be very good.
But yes, I'm amazed. I'm thankful. It looks great. I'm very interested in the fact that Elizabeth Banks is playing Bosley. Because
Elizabeth Banks is playing she wrote it, directed it, and is playing Bosley in it. She is really just...
It's so good.
Doing the Lord's work. I was so just distracted by Case 2. I really didn't look at anything else.
Fair. Honestly, fair.
There was so much to look at.
Yes, I agree. I'm very intrigued by the weapons person. Like, I was like, ooh, mints. And then when they're like, no, stop.
Hey, that's a bomb.
Can relate. But yes, I'm very intrigued by the dance scene. That there's some interesting spaces here. I want it to be November now, because I want to see it.
I do like that one line where it's like, oh, you're just at the first closet, and they're like, there's more closets, and it's like, boom, guns.
Yes.
Gun closet.
It was a very, like, John Wick space, which I loved a lot.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
We do need to talk about the song.
Me too. Oh, also the fact, hold on, before we get there. The fact that Make Me Feel was the understood song
obviously.
In the trailer was just, thank you, happy Pride, everyone.
Honestly, I I felt very seen. And also, when I first watched it, I just screamed because I was like, of course that's the song that goes there.
Yeah.
What else would it possibly be?
I can't watch Kristen Stewart kick someone's ass to any other song. I mean,
I
I
agree.
could, but this is the best one to do it.
Yeah. I think that there's been so many fan vids of K-Stew with that as a backing track that someone there did their research, is what I'll say.
Yeah. Someone's on Tumblr.
Oh my god. Who still is, honestly?
I love that every time I even mention Tumblr, you're just like, oh, God. Oh.
It was just such an integral part of my life for so long. And
Yeah.
now I'm too old to be on there.
Yeah.
And-
you would actually get arrested if you tried to go on Tumblr.
Like,
now.
I remember when I was on that hateful space, and I saw people that were 25, and I was like, oh, God, why are you
Right.
still on Tumblr? It's like, fair. I would ask that about Twitter as well, but, you know. Okay, the song, though, the most interesting collabo that I've seen in a while of Ariana, Miley, and Lana Del Rey. I have questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested, that's for sure, of what's going to be here. Mainly because I think the jokes about this song on Twitter are going to be better than what the song will be.
Yeah.
But I'm excited nonetheless.
But maybe it'll be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Who's to say?
I believe in all three of them individually.
Yes, I agree.
So who are we to say that it'll be bad
I mean,
together? You know?
there's no evidence that will help or hurt that yet. I'll
This
say
is
that.
true.
I will say that. But I'm very intrigued. I'm very excited. I want to get a early access, like advanced screening of that, which I think I'm allowed to talk about this now. I went to go
Sure.
see Spider-Man yesterday,
Uh-huh.
which was very good. One of the nice things about Chris is that he always is like trolling for those advanced screenings, which
Mhm.
allows me to go and participate in a space where all the other people are just going to be taking notes the whole time, and I just get to enjoy it,
Yeah.
which is nice. But yes, very good. I'm very excited about this movie and also for you all to see Spider-Man. Because, wow.
Spider-Man.
There's just, listen, I love a good Zendaya moment. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. Okay, we do have one more piece of current events today.
Pew pew.
And
Pew.
arguably a very interesting title, something that is on deadline under international breaking news. So,
Hot off the presses.
Truly.
Published at 3:34 in the morning.
But yeah, there's apparently a new movie coming out with that Dakota Johnson's in. And
Heyo.
also so is Shia LaBeouf, because sure.
Heyo. Yeah, why not?
It's called The Peanut Butter Falcon. Again, because sure. But
Yeah.
it seems interesting. People at South by seem to enjoy it, and I love a good Dakota Johnson moment, and so I'm excited for August when this comes out.
And we love a film about Down syndrome with an actor who has Down syndrome. And it's
Honestly.
not just pretending.
Yeah, that should not be a qualification for praise.
That bar is so low. The
But-
bar's so low. So very low.
But so many people choose to ignore the bar.
Yeah, they just hop right on over it.
If you
Trip
can't-
over.
If you can't ignore the bar to become a lawyer, why do you ignore the
Oh,
bar
My
when
God.
you make films? Just answer, just like one quick question. Just like answer me this.
Are you proud
I mean, a
of
little.
that?
A little.
I think that still is too proud.
It's June. Fuck off. That's all I have to say.
Got me there. Can't fight against that.
Just Father Time. Just forgetting what month it is.
Right.
Also,
Listen, by the time this comes out, it won't be Pride anymore, so...
that's fair. Harsh, but fair.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Here's what I'll say, and I know that I say this every week. I don't want to talk about these chapters.
Yeah.
This book is dragging so slowly.
God, it's so long.
I just don't understand.
And nothing happens in any chapter. It's so boring.
I don't understand how
so
we're like
bored.
40% through this book. I did spice it up a little bit this week by listening to the audiobook.
Ooh.
Which I know that we've talked about briefly because
Uh-huh.
Santino Fontana is narrating the piece.
Right.
And, ooh. Here's what I'll say. I listened to these chapters on the way home from work today because I was worried that I would not have enough time. And
Sure.
as usual, the content of these is awful. However, Santino Fontana's voice is beautiful, which made it very conflicting for me when I was like, oh, Joe, you're an awful person. Like, these are bad things that you're saying, but they're coming out of such a beautiful mouth. And I don't know whom to believe at this point. So that's where I'm at today.
Yeah, that seems very stressful and conflicting.
Yes. Yeah. That's kind of the show, if you really think about it.
It's true, but I would never want to feel like horny against my will listening to the words of Joe Goldberg.
Yeah. That's fair.
Because of no other choice but the narrator's hot and has a hot voice.
I mean, that's a primary decision factor for me on most things. Is the person that is speaking have a hot voice? And if
I will stop conversations with people if their voices aren't hot.
all I'm saying is that if you have a hot voice, I'm listening and I'm interested.
And that's just further proof that Allie has not listened to a word I've said in the 3 years of this podcast.
Honestly, I don't know what you look like. To me, you're just an amorphous blob. And I just hear you, so...
Just the dulcet tones.
Yep, it's just routine at this point. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I don't know how I've not told you this. So, last week, Chris and I were talking about places that we want to go. And he was like, and out of nowhere, was like, you know what would be a fun idea is if we went to Chicago to go see Cody. And I was like,
You can't just do that.
one, you can't just do that. But two, do you not know the whole premise of this thing? Like,
You want to undermine our special sauce?
how could
Chris?
we ever come back from a space knowing what we look like in person? Like, that's nothing.
No. Mm-mm.
And I told him that. He's like, but I really want to go see Chicago. Like, I want to know what it looks like. He's like, shut up. No.
Listen, y'all can come to Chicago. I just don't want to see you there. You can have fun at the Bean and take little photos and do whatever you want. But if you step in my neighborhood, in my streets,
We'll finally fight. After
Yeah.
all this time.
and one of us will win.
Oh, what I would give. Okay, let's talk about these goddamn chapters, because I want to be over with this ridiculous book.
Yeah.
Okay, so, last week, Benji Dunn died. Because
Rip.
Joe's bad.
Yeah.
Joe's a bad boy and did a bad thing, which
I
is...
think he's a bad little boy.
God, he says that about himself during these chapters, and it's really
It's
something.
like he gets off on it.
Oh,
It's
oh my
so
God, of
funny.
course he
It's
does.
like, oh, I'm a bad boy. It's like, okay, Joseph.
Yeah, you fuck a typewriter. Like, shut up. Okay, so chapter 17. It's been almost a week since he killed Benji. Beck is still completely taking care of Peach, and that's like her life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this book is so boring. Okay, the thing that really struck me about, because chapter 17 is very short.
Yeah.
Arguably, I would say second shortest chapter that we've read, aside from when Stephanie Meyer did the October, November, December, January thing. Like, it's a short book.
Yeah, it's a short
Remember that
little boy.
cinematic masterpiece? Remember when she was so emo? I will literally never forget. Okay, so Joe is tracking Peach. We're at that point now. And apparently Joe decides that it's important to shit on Peach for eating Cobb salads and going to her job.
As you do.
Yeah, fair.
What a fucking bitch, am I right?
How basic, you know?
You just fucking Cobb salad. Oh, you're gonna get some fucking onions in there. You're gonna get some fucking egg in there. Come on.
Hard take, I
Bitch.
don't like an egg in a salad.
I think that's a pretty lukewarm take.
Fair. I also don't. I don't like hard-boiled eggs in my salad. I also just don't like eggs in salad in general. I have a very strong anti-potato salad platform.
Do you have an egg salad platform?
I don't even want to speak its name because I don't like it
so
that
that's
much.
got it.
I had a babysitter once that loved to make egg salad for people.
Aw.
And as a child, I feel personally traumatized by that. Because as a kid, like, what do you say no and then you don't get food. So, like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck's up with that? Anyways, that's something I can talk to my therapist about. Okay, so there's a point here where Beck and Peach finally have, like, a tiff where she stands up for, what's his fucking face? Dr. Nikki, her therapist.
We still, like, haven't seen.
Right.
Yet.
We don't know that it's John Stamos with a blunt, so.
I hope that's mentioned in the book. It's like, he's kind of a John Stamos type.
I hope so, because they've made so many calls in this book that
It's true.
it would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a point here where Beck sends basically a 2-paragraph long email to Joe at 5 a.m., like you do sometimes when you're sleep deprived, where she just goes on about the fact that her friends are bitches, you know?
They're fucking bitches.
God. Also, when I was reading this, Santino says Hana for one of Beck's friends, which was he said it with a little bit of phlegm, like a Hana, like I can't say women, so like, but you know that voice, but for Hana, I just don't have enough phlegm. Like I just
you don't produce.
I just don't. I'm not a phlegmy person, you know. Okay. We do get our first, I don't know if this is our first mention, but it's a very strong mention of Blythe. And that she's a monster who hates Beck, and is going to hate her writing.
Rip her fucking cowboy story to shreds.
And
she's going to eat it for breakfast.
Yes. With her yogurt. And
yeah, she's going to crush it up.
Yep.
Like the fucking almonds in her non-fat Greek yogurt.
Yep.
And she's gonna whiff it down with no remorse.
Just fucking shotgun it. If I ever saw someone shotgun a yogurt, I would pass out.
Wasn't that basically what Go-Gurt was?
And I have the same exact feelings.
I also do not like Go-Gurts. I was never on the Go-Gurt train. I thought they were gross.
Holy shit. Do you remember, what the fuck were they called? Like Danimals? Or something, which were basically like liquid.
Oh, that's really a shotgun, because it's in a glass, basically. It's in a plastic glass that you can just fucking down.
Okay, so I'm looking these up right now.
Oh my god. You really are the Justin McElroy of this podcast.
I'll buy a URL. Don't fuck with me. I'll do it just to spite you all. So I remember the Danimals being in like, almost like Pediasure bottles, right?
Sure.
Now these kids... get them in like they're in what you would call a squeezable yogurt pouch, which is basically those like to-go applesauce things.
Oh, sure.
Where they have the knob on the top. No, thank you, Dannon. That's a hard pass from Chaboy, because like, no.
I mean, I don't think they're necessarily advertising to you anymore.
Don't be rude, Cody. You're spiteful.
Unlike me, obviously, the young spry.
I'm just gonna copy and paste
fucking
something.
8-year-old they're trying to target.
I'm just gonna add a little image to our notes here of what they're using to promote Danimals now.
Oh god, hold on. Oh no.
Can you describe
What
this
happened?
for our friends, please?
I don't think I have the words.
It looks like a...
It's like a monkey got animorphed.
Yep.
And he's holding a composition notebook.
Yes.
And he's really jazzed to be there.
The best way I can describe this is it is a schooling, an educated monkey boy in what looks like a Russian nesting doll kind of form. Like, I am terrified if you pop the top on that there are more monkey boys in there.
You know, as someone who identifies as an educated monkey boy trapped in a Russian nesting doll,
honestly, I think...
I find that very offensive.
If I popped the top on that sucker and there were more educated monkey boys in there, that would really validate my fear of Jumanji, if I'm being honest.
Oh my god.
One of my kids asked me to watch Jumanji, and I let out like a visceral scream. I was like, I will never. That movie haunts me. That and Ghostbusters, dude, I'm telling you, I can't.
Oh my gosh.
There was like a day at my daycare at some point where my mom was like, fuck this kid, I'm just gonna leave him there overnight. Where, as like a whole daycare, we watched E.T., Ghostbusters, and Jumanji. Something happened that night because I can never watch those movies again. They are haunting.
That's a cursed lineup.
I agree. And also, who plays like 6 hours of movies for kids? What the fuck was that? Anyways, that was all shit that happened like back in my day.
Back in my day.
That,
The war.
back in my day when we still had dial-up internet, you fools! Do you know how long I waited for End of the World
Oh my
to
God.
play? Charlie, that unicorn video, not as funny when you have to wait 3 hours for it to play. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
right now.
Definitely doesn't hit the same way, you
No.
know?
Okay, back to this fucking book. So, Beck leaves this like long ranty email. Joe responds with one sentence. And then the author then goes back to this like repetition thing, which has been part of this whole book so far. But part of it is that he says Beck loved it. He's smiling about it. He's made, quote, all the right moves. And then just casually slips into this very long sentence. And I put the typewriter I took to bed back in its place.
So, when we were goofing,
Yep.
we were joshing around, making a couple jokes here and there about maybe Joe fucking his typewriter.
Yep.
All in good fun. Just off the cuff, you know?
Yep.
And then this motherfucker puts this line in here.
Yep. My strange addiction.
This
I'm
dude
a
is
type
fucking
fucker.
his typewriter.
Yep.
This dude is coming into his typewriter, and I hate it.
I don't even want to dwell on it anymore because I have so many questions, but I don't want to know the answers to them.
No, it's probably for the best that we don't hear that.
Yes. So, he gets ready for his, quote, date with Beck. He goes to a local bakery that she likes, gets to apparently huge, like the biggest cupcakes you've ever seen. Costco size.
Well, Magnolia
cupcakes.
cupcakes, they're pretty. They're not huge, but they're serious. You know.
Are they Costco size?
I've never been to Costco. So
What the fuck? What did you just say to me? To my family? Did you know that my middle name is Costco?
You know, actually, that checks out. It really rolls off the tongue.
Can you imagine someone being like, Jeremy Costco? Get your ass down here.
The Earl of Costco. That's, wow. I did not expect such a heated, passionate...
I just don't
Have
understand.
I told you that I also have never been to IKEA? Does that change anything?
I mean, that's fine. Like,
Okay, but Costco's not?
no.
Okay.
I understand. Like, was it because of a location thing? Or, like, what? Because here's the thing.
We just had like a grocery store, a local grocery store that we just went to.
That's
and
fair.
We never had like a Costco membership.
That's fair. I came from a 2-person family where we didn't really go to Costco until I dated someone that was in like a 5-person family. So I get it.
Sure.
But also, as someone who...
I was a Vaughn's boy growing up.
Listen,
Y'all know about Vaughn's.
we call them Safeways here, so just like cool your roll a little bit.
They're also called Albertsons.
Here, those are 2 very, very different stores.
That's really funny.
They have very different energies here.
Yeah, no, they're technically owned by the same people, so they're kind of the same.
I mean, what isn't? You know? Like, if
I
you
mean,
really think
conglomerates,
about
am I right, ladies? Am I right? Everything's owned by Disney.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, Disney made your food. Anybody here?
Yep, he used just a little bit of his frozen body juice to
Oh my god.
spice this up.
That's my favorite conspiracy theory.
Is that he's frozen?
That his head is frozen and underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean.
It makes so much sense
and
to
that
me.
the whole reason that Frozen was made into a movie is that they clog up the search results and Hey, you know, if it works, it works.
Honestly, it's working, you know? But I'll never forget. And besides, I'm not even
my
one
God.
of those, like, Disney adults, you know, who, like, that's their whole thing. But I believe
Right,
it.
yeah, we're grown-ups.
There's not a lot of conspiracies I don't believe. Yes, also, I am a grown-up. I would like to go somewhere else other than the same place every fucking quarter. Anyways, this fucking chapter. Joe gets ready. They're supposed to meet at 9. Apparently, Beck is one of those kind of people that calls 5 minutes after you were supposed to meet, being like, you'll never believe this. Something
God,
wild.
something horrible's happened.
Oh my god.
Literally, what a nightmare.
I
would not be your friend.
I agree.
That's a bad friend. That's a bad friend.
I agree, because if she's doing it to someone that she, like, potentially wants to fuck, then she has to be doing it to her friends all the time.
Right, and also, like, you're under the assumption that she's been at Peach's house for a while now.
Yes.
So she's kind of maybe seen the state that she's in and that she maybe needs a bit more help.
Right.
So maybe, like, even a 10-minute before, a 15-minute before, something. But 5 minutes after is so, like, in your face and insulting.
To me, this is one of my, like, biggest pet peeves. I understand that things happen, but if you know that you're not going to go, and you're not texting because your anxiety about the whole situation is like, I don't want to, I'm going to put this off for just a little bit longer.
Right.
By 5 after, the person is most likely there already.
Yeah,
and to me, that's just like
sure.
a dick move.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the reason why Beck calls is that someone moved Peach's chaise.
Good lord.
And
a crime.
A true crime. And I love that
the police on the phone. They're on their way.
It's not even, I love that phone call, because Beck would definitely call the police, and the police would definitely be like, so there was wind today, ma'am. I don't know what to tell you. The pigeons here are strong and also resilient.
They have big muscles.
They are meaty boys who like a good sit sometimes. I don't understand.
Meaty boys.
Okay, so what I love about this too, and I wish that the TV show would have done this, is Joe's being like, I don't understand, this isn't really a big deal. And then it goes into his personal, like, to be fair, I didn't break in, and I didn't move her chaise. Like, I love...
We just get, like, a cutscene to him being, like, just hopping through the porch, like, over, and, like, tripping over the chaise.
Yes. I like that format better than the way that it was presented in the TV show. Yeah, anyways, Joe is now a sad, pouty boy who eats both the cupcakes that he purchased. And
it doesn't taste as good because the icing isn't on Beck's nipples.
Yeah, and also the icing is stale because symbolism. So oh, Joe, I'm so sorry that you spent $15 on cupcakes and you get to eat them. Like, what? How is that not the best possible?
Come on.
You don't have to share with anybody. Anyways, I do love Beck's tweet, which kind of rounds off this chapter, just a photo of mini cupcakes and candy cane vodka, just being like, hashtag true life, hashtag girls night in, hashtag watching The Bachelorette, all those kinds of things.
And then it's perfect.
Yes, exactly. A true runner-up there.
Yeah.
All right. Chapter 18. A little bit longer.
Woo! A little bit more meaty.
Can you confirm for me, is Sarah Beth's a, like, real place?
Yes, it is a real place.
Does it have artisanal jam?
Yeah, it's like a schmancy brunch place.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so chapter 18 starts off...
They got all kinds of Eggs Benedict, they got the fancy jams, they got the works.
Here's a good question for you. What's your favorite brunch food?
Ooh. Because I always get tipped off if I want to do breakfast or if I want to do lunch, you know?
That is always a very hard choice.
It's the greatest question. But I think I always do lunch, generally.
Really?
If I'm fancy, sometimes I'll feel like a pancake situation, but that's very rare. Because then I'll get just like, my tummy will be like, all right, you're not going to do anything today. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
I done ate too many carbs. Now it's back to sleep.
Any type of egg scramble, like, situation, or like just a bunch of shit plus eggs in a thing jumbled up. With some hot sauce, I'm in.
Fair.
Potatoes, I'm there.
Fair. That's solid. I do
Yeah.
love a good brunch.
A brunch is good.
A brunch is very good.
Yeah.
I always find brunch very hard sometimes because
Mhm.
as someone that does not consume the gluten, it's either
Right.
eggs or lettuce, and sometimes combined. I usually veer for my personal favorite food, which is huevos rancheros.
Yes. Yes.
Because that gives me just enough fullness, but I don't always feel heavy eating it, which is nice.
Yeah. Because you got some peppers in there. You got some spinach in there. Got some onions in there.
Mm.
Shit's tight.
You know when it's like nighttime and you just want some brekkie food? You just want some juice? Oh, fuck, damn it.
You keep doing this.
Okay, anyways. So they are eating at this fancy place that has jams that you eat, and what the fuck's a popover is my real question.
That I don't know.
All right. I'll figure that out on my own time.
That's my homework.
So Beck apparently is just talking this whole time, and Joe is just passive-aggressively eating because Beck will not stop talking about herself.
And brunch is just so asexual and sexless.
Yeah, and including Peach in those topics, who is described as, by Joe, fully asexual topic.
Like, first of all, have you met Peach?
Have you seen Peach?
This woman only exudes sexual energy.
It's sex. It's honestly money, dick, power.
Listen, that's what we're talking about.
I want that tattoo so bad.
Allie, I'm just saying we should do it.
That's fair.
Stop being a fucking coward.
Don't, because you know I'll do it just to spite you. I don't.
And yeah,
I'm not saying I like this part of
good things
myself.
are done out of spite.
True. Where could I conspicuously get the word dick tattooed onto myself?
Yeah, you definitely can't do the wrist like they do in the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's just, you'll have to wear sleeves forever.
Right. Or just use, like, concealer, which is just so much. So much
What
work.
if we did it on her butt?
I do like that. I wish that I had another butt cheek so that one could go on each. I just want a
So
money
you're
butt
saying,
cheek.
in this scenario, yeah, you have 3 butt cheeks.
Yes. Yep. That makes
One
sense
that says
to me.
money, one that says dick, one that says power.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
In this scenario, I would like to
Sure.
get another butt cheek.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah. Don't get another butt, because then you'll have 4.
Then I'll-
No.
Then I'll have to do money, dick, power, exclamation point. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm back. This is good.
Or like money, dick, power, tacos or something to kind of like round it out.
Another word.
God. Okay. So, Beck is just talking for hours on end. She goes into the bathroom, writes an email, just being like, you know what? Joe is like such a good listener. He does not talk. And and I just love that about him.
Yeah.
If only she knew how much Joe really talks to her specifically.
Yeah, she would hate him.
If she, for once, just like listened to the recordings that her Apple Watch does of her while she sleeps, she would realize Joe talks a lot to her while she's sleeping.
Yeah.
He's not even
It's
supposed
like
to
a
be in there.
captain's log.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so Peach writes back this super passive-aggressive email saying that she talked to her fucking yoga teacher about her lover's boyfriend, really, and that he's a lot like Good Will Hunting, which is something.
Sure.
And then Joe starts to lament about how he's, like, doing all this dating wrong because they're hugging and it's, like, cousins and all this, like, weird shit.
Right.
He also starts to talk about magazines. Like, Maxim I get, but what the fuck is Tucker Max? What is that
I have
even?
no idea.
Me either. But we do need to talk about the fact that he really just digs into people that like brunch. And is
Yeah.
like, he says that it's, quote, a meal invented by rich white chicks to rationalize day drinking and binging on French toast.
Almost 400 people highlighted that
I-
in the Kindle.
I hate that a lot. He also he also capitalizes salad, which really does something for me.
All caps.
Yep.
Salad.
Then he does a lot more like listening to her. He hates the fact that like he's been on the phone talking to her so much lately too, and that she. What does he say? He says like he says, I'm your phone bitch, and I don't like it. You don't want to know about my day. You always ask me in the polite, obligatory way. And here's where I wish that we got Beck's side of this, because is she actually doing this? Or is he just not talking about himself as much as he wants to?
Right, because like we never really have a good frame of reference of how much he's actually talking, because it's so just like clouded by the amount that he's talking in his head.
Right.
So we don't actually see real conversations between them all too often, and if we do, they're not that extensive. So like he's saying a lot, but he's not actually like talking to Beck at all.
And when he does, it does not paint the best picture for him. Especially at that part where he's reading her like Dust Bunny story and is like, This has to be a memoir, right? And she's like, no, fucko, this is fiction.
You fucking asshole.
Of course I didn't, go down on this dude that I was a maid for. I mean, she might have, but, like, it's none of his business. Okay, so he does decide to propose to her that they should go on a date next Friday, which I love Beck's response to that of, like, Joe, I can't go out right now. I'm in my pajamas. I already moisturized. Like, I'm not going out.
I can't go outside.
I'm wearing a sheet mask and I took my bra off, Joe. I'm not leaving my house. But they do decide to go out on a Friday, and of course, Joe takes her to Central Park. He's so cliche.
Yeah.
Which, to me, reinforces this idea of, like, he has only found out how to live his life through literature, like through pop culture.
Right. Yeah.
Because no one does this unless they think that it's like the cool thing to, like, this is what romance is.
Right.
So gross. And also leave those horses alone.
Get him out of here. Don't fuck on those horses.
Okay, but for real though, so like when he hugs her the first time, he says she smells of flowers. Okay. Laundry detergent. Sure. And then the little umami flavor here of what he says is pussy juice.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Oh, to pussy juice.
Stop. Can you imagine just a little roller ball of that? Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that.
You just get onto
so fucking funny.
You get onto a plane, you're like, what the fuck is that? You just have to deal with it.
I believe it's pussy juice. I believe it's pussy juice.
Stop. Don't say it that many times, because something bad will happen if you say it 3 times in a row. I don't know what.
If you close your eyes, say pussy juice 3 times in a bathroom with the door closed.
I don't know what will happen.
You'll get your ass kicked, I think.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
They do a little bit of fucking on this horse ride, which is rude to the horses, first and foremost, I would say.
And, like, someone's at the front, like...
Yeah, there's a person
piloting
there.
the way.
Can I be a horse pilot? I think that's what I wanted to be when I grew up, like when I was younger.
Yeah, my dream job is horse pilot.
I wish they would call them that instead of horse jockeys, to be honest.
Yeah, pilots are cool.
You remember just like going to a mixer, you get someone's business card and you see that it says horse pilot on there? Really,
Fuck, I just got new business cards, but I think I'm gonna throw them all away.
You should.
And get new ones that say horse pilot.
What a great conversation starter.
Yeah.
Because everyone would be like,
Hi.
what the fuck?
I'm a horse pilot.
It would really put a new dimension onto Corral, you know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. Okay, do you want to talk about the part of this chapter that you tweeted out for our friends?
Joe says a lot of questionable things,
Yep.
as we've learned. One of which, so they're fucking on the horse carriage or whatever.
Yeah.
They're talking, and he's like putting his his hand on his shoulders, and it's like cute, and they're just like, doing their thing. And they're like, man, this is the best $200 I've ever spent in my life. Thank you, horse.
And here's what I'll say. We don't thank horses enough. I'll just say that right off the
Is
bat.
that your takeaway from this?
Well, obviously not. But I will say...
you know what? Joe's right, actually. We should be thanking
for once in his life. You know what? This is my fight song. This is the hill I'm gonna die on. We should be thanking horses more.
Your fucking tombstone is just like, we didn't thank enough horses.
I don't want to be
you have to live with that.
I don't want to be a horse girl. Sometimes it's just forced onto me,
Oh my god.
But I will pick up that torch. I will march alongside you, horses.
You're so brave.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my hardest. Okay, so the next part of this date is going to a bar at a hotel where apparently Beck is whispering sweet nothings into his ear about how they can just steal a key off a maid. And, first of all, chill. They're trying to do their job. Please don't. Yeah. Please don't.
Also, what if they get a key and they open the door and, someone's fully in there because they're staying at the hotel? Whoopsie, we are too horny.
Yep. I'm sure that's happened before.
Sure.
Anyways, they're at this bar, and Beck's just touching him a little bit in the space.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but not like they're in public.
Doing a little touching. Yeah.
Not like they're around other people at all.
No.
Not like, as Joe says, everyone in this goddamn bar is staring at Beck. So why would they notice if her hand is just not on the table,
Just doing its thing.
Yeah. The unsurprising twist of this is that a waiter comes over and Joe immediately is like, oh, beans, we've been caught. Oh, no, that's not something that turns me on. But instead, it's the person's asking for Beck because a Miss Peach is calling, which Joe immediately gets pissed about because, one, Peach, but also he finds out that Beck had the audacity to tweet about this date.
How dare she?
Honestly, Beck, that's not what social media is for, actually.
Yeah, also, that's how you fucking, get murdered.
Exactly.
By tweeting your exact fucking location.
Yeah.
Beck.
Yeah, I want to know what her tweet said, honestly.
Giving a great-ass handy at this fancy bar, come hang.
Hashtag girls' night out.
Yeah, hashtag girls' night.
Anyways, Peach is freaking out because she apparently has a stalker, and of course they have to leave, and of course Joe's pissed. Beck is also pissed. Joe is also incredibly pissed off that Beck leaves, and while she's off, taking care of the phone call, she pays for dinner, and that means the whole night is ruined.
It's over.
It's over.
Romance is dead.
Don't even bring up romance to me. Throw it all out. It's gone.
Clearly not, because Beck thinks I'm her fucking grandpa.
Yep.
And there's no sexual chemistry here, even though mere seconds ago she gave me a handy at the bar.
But she had the audacity to pay for dinner, and so romance is dead.
How dare she? It's over.
I have to find her peanut allergy now.
Men are over.
Yep. And then the chapter just ends being like, you'll never believe what happened, but just spoiler for you, because we watched a TV show. It's about her stalker. So that's that. So next week we have chapters 19 and 20, and we're not even halfway through this book yet.
God, I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
I agree. But you know what doesn't make me want to pass out? Listen, everyone has a day, okay?
It's a questionable segue.
But
yeah, keep going.
You know what really makes romance feel alive for me? Is our passions.
Ooh.
And so I provided a little treat for you today, a little screen rant corner at the end of the episode here.
Screen rant.
We just call us anytime.
We are available.
I've never been more available. So thank you to Madison Lennon for the Screen Rant piece about Edward's 10 most romantic quotes ever. Would you like to start us off this week?
Oh, God. Shout out to Sophia Salinger. Who's gonna be... You're much more than beautiful.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you
Wow.
to Aaron Salinger,
Ow!
who's going to be number
Yeah!
Yes, who's going to be number 9. Don't be self-conscious. If I could dream at all, it would be about you, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Shout out to Alex Blythe.
Wee.
Who's gonna be I have always loved you, and I will always love you. Which is so boring.
It is
It's not
boring.
really a romantic.
The scene
It's just...
that they have a photo from here, hot. The quote,
Yeah.
not hot.
No. But Alex Blythe is hot. I believe it.
I
don't
agree.
think I don't know what they look like, but I believe that they're hot.
With a name like Alex Blythe, it's gotta
Yeah.
be butter. What? Hold on.
Also, if you... Okay.
I think
No, you gotta land this. You
okay,
gotta do
with
this
a name
again.
like Alex Blythe, it's gotta be good, I think is how the slogan goes.
Great.
Um,
Anyway, if you listen to this podcast, you're hot. That's just science.
that's the goddamn truth.
Yeah.
It's objective science.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marie Mooney,
Ooh.
who's gonna be number 6. You were the only one who has ever touched my heart. It will always be yours. So,
Wow.
here's what I'll say, Marie. You can touch my heart anytime, but don't I have a heart condition, so don't press too hard.
Don't touch it too hard. Just a light tap,
Yeah.
a little pet
That's all I ever want from love, It's just a little pet
on the heart.
on the heart.
Shout out to Taylor Brown Town Lautner,
Hell yeah.
who's gonna be number 8. You are my life now.
Goddamn. Shout out to Katie Weber,
Ow.
who's going to be a quote that I'm embarrassed to say makes me tear up every time I read it. Shut up, please. This is my truth. I'm just being honest. Okay. It's number 4, which is no measure of time with you will be long enough, but we'll start with forever. So gross.
Great.
It's so embarrassing.
You're disgusting. I hate knowing you.
That should be on our fucking business card.
Yeah. Shout out to Simon Motherfucking Steele.
Goddamn.
He's gonna kick both of our asses.
I wish
and
you
we're gonna
would.
thank him.
I wish someone would.
And he's gonna be number 1.
Oh my
the
God.
Screen Rant pick of the most romantic quote.
Literally.
Look after my heart. I've left it with you.
I have palpitations. I need to go.
I was gonna jump out the goddamn window.
Someone is touching my heart too hard, and I need to go. Okay, I have a treat for you today. This is another fanfiction that
Oh,
I've
boy.
picked out, that I did work for. So you all better
Ooh.
fucking give me praise. Okay, the title of this is Bella's Secret. It was written by XX Champ XX, and it was written in May 9th of 2009. Hot decade ago. Here's the summary for this. Bella is one of Charlie's angels. Her and her friends have the skills to kick some butt. Now, do they have the skills to keep the world of love safe?
Oh my god.
Just so you know, I'm reading from chapter 1 here. This is from Bella's point of view. Once again, I was running away from my own target. I hated that when Edward goes hunting and he wants me safe, I put myself in danger. You can't keep running, Swan. I know you were assigned to kill me, the man yelled. Yes, that was what I was. An assassin. But hey, big bucks. This is why I hated it when the Cullens bought stuff for me. I couldn't spend my well-earned $1 million for every person I ever kill. It got harder, though, with Edward. But Boss understood. Because he was also a vampire. End scene.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, the crossover of the century.
It's what we deserve.
Yeah, you ever think about how Charlie's also a vampire, but like Charlie's Angel is Charlie and not Charlie Swan Charlie? I'm all very confused.
Yeah. No, I'm down with everything you just said.
Okay, well, think about it, ponder on it.
Yeah.
Bring your thoughts
We'll
back
circle
for
back.
next time. And as we say here in Seattle,
Get bit.
get whipped.
Ooh.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can find us on Twitter at Earbud Media and listen to the rest of our shows. You can find this show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, as well as intothetwilight.show. You can send us an email at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can also become a sponsor of the show or buy some merch at intothetwilight.bigcartel.com. Our art is done by Maddie Padilla, who you can find at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, and our music is done by Eli Krause, you can find at Eli Sauerkraus and KrauseFilms.com. The intro and outro is by KB Smith, you can find at KB__Smith on Twitter. You can find Allie on Twitter at Into Wild Places, and you can find me at Dyke Discourse.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.